what would you equate happiness to? And tell it from a perspective of you're a youth. You know how the situation is in our country, especially na tukaki na kasongo. Unaona venye fuck up the economy and stuff. Like, what would you equate happiness as a young? No, I wouldn't say a young youth. As a Kenyan youth right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think personally, programming for me started there. What's your opinion on like church and how it's programmed?
Okay, a controversial question for you is why do you have a problem that the church is programming people?
Yeah.
Yes, the internet is good. Social media shows us how other people are living.
Yeah.
But now I think the problem comes with comparison.
Yeah.
You see someone in a G-Wagon and you're like, I want to mi siko kwa G-Wagon. Mbona siko kwa G-Wagon? I need that G-Wagon right now.
Like I try to tell people to try and find something like in themselves, because kila mse anakuaga na blueprint yake, anakuaga inbuilt too funny, like there's a way tu ni wewe, unaona. And unless karma is so against you, I mean, like unless you're paying for some bad things you did in some other lives, I mean, you'll be okay, you'll be alright. Yeah.
Party people, it's another episode of Nichapie
Tuchapiane.
And today we have a special guest with us, but before then I am Garfield the Ninja, and today we are joined by Tueleza bro.
My name is Safari. People can call me Wiz, but Safari works.
Yeah, Mejiskiliapo, he's a new guest. He's here, he's joined the podcast. He wants to tell us a barrage of things. But before that, let's introduce your favorite podcaster. Money. Tuambie kitu.
Niko best. Happy to be here kama kawaida. Stories unajua lazima ziflow every day.
Always.
Sindio?
Always.
Yeah.
And in this episode, as usual, we're talking about something controversial, something people don't want to talk about, and something mind-boggling. So, wase mko ready?
Yeah, kabisa. Niko ready personally. Safari?
Niko ready.
Born ready.
Easy.
So today's topic, guys, is a tricky one. So today's topic is how the youth are programmed by the system.
Woo.
Mko ready?
Yeah.
So, tuanze tu hapo kwa basis, bro. Do you think as the youth in Kenya, tunaongelea tu Kenya, right? Would you say like tunakonga programmed in certain areas by the society, by the government, by the church?
I think
by
so.
School?
I think so. And the thing with programming, it's not like something that would be out there. It's more in the subtle things that you see every day.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would say stuff that starts from when you're a kid or when you're told people don't do that. And now you automatically think people don't do that. And you'll never do that thing, even if you want to do that thing.
Yeah.
Wacha flow.
Yeah. Flow, what about you, my brother? Well, what do you... Kwanza kwa mtu mwenye ajui, like, what would you say, in your opinion, programming is? And in accordance to this topic that we're having today, like...
I think is the time you're not supposed to ask any question. The society programs you to not ask any question. Basically, to not be a critical thinker. You get?
Yeah.
Now, it's a question of jump. I ask how high. When I question the system, when I question a parent, everybody will be like, nah, you're not supposed to ask that question. You're just supposed to follow. And it begs the question, like, if basically we have Christianity, we have many types of religions.
Yeah.
We have many types of religions. I would say that in these religions, you find that if you're born in a Christian family, and let's take for instance another one is born in a Muslim family, that difference mka exchange na yeye pia unaweza fuata hiyo yenye alipata, unaget? So it's a matter of following what you found, you get? That's the programming that you just find it since you were a kid.
Na sasa unaweza sema as a kid, because inasemekananga your first, like, I don't know, 4 to 7 years,
Yeah.
you're basically someone to be molded.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it started from the higher ups. Personally, mi nabelievingi programming yote ilianza by the church, because when you're born, wouldn't you say so? Because when you're born, like, you have your parents.
Yeah.
Okay, your parents are going to do some form of programming too. Like, we're not saying they're utterly innocent. Utakuwa unaambiwa, don't do this. Oh, ukienda kuruka, usifanye hivyo. Instead of being like more encouraging and being like, do that more, you can do it. Even if you fall down, you can rise up.
Yeah.
But sasa, my issue personally is when you get to the church, the age where unaambiwa sasa, si ilikuwa inaitwanga ilikuwa inaitwaje?
No, baby.
Huh?
Sunday school.
Sunday school, yeah. Sunday school.
The baby school. Oh my God.
I think personally programming for me started there. What's your opinion on, like, church and how it's programmed?
Okay, a controversial question for you is why do you have a problem that the church is programming people?
Yeah.
I would answer that question in this regard. We have seen what the church has become today, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you examples. Now, from my point of view, right?
Mm-hmm.
So mimi nilikuwa mtu wa PCA.
Yeah.
Mtu PCA, blood. Still, like.
Guinness.
Yeah, I never would miss church, right? Yeah. And then it got to a point they got this culture, and I'm not trying to shit on anyone's name, or like, I'm just saying as it is. Has to be controversial, but true. So nilikuanga naenda church, and then every time I would get this notion that I'm not here for the right purpose. But why? I would ask myself. So walikuwa wameadopt hii notion ya kuletanga vitu, and then they would auction in church. Like wanakuja na kama mandizi, a bouquet of mandizi, wanasema they are going to the highest bid ya nani ako na nani ako na 200.
When this used to happen during the service or just after?
During the service, like there was a portion secluded. You see what I'm saying?
I've seen it. I've seen it. And it's really weird because you know how Jesus was.
He was.
When Jesus stormed the temple,
yes,
then
it was like, stop doing business in my.
Yeah,
why business up in this bitch?
Why are you doing business in here? He was like, and this is, by the way, this is true. Like hapa hakuna uongo. And then it got to a point they were doing it every Sunday, and I would realize they would take more time in the auction than the actual sermon. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Every time umse akipreach, whoever is preaching atakuwa hapo mbele, and then they would be like, najua sina wakati mwingi.
Like,
and then I would be like, you guys doing the auctions were taking all the time you wanted. Mwingine amekuja hadi na kuku,
what,
a live chicken, my brother, and the eggs, you see. And then they evolved. It got to a culture of harambe. I don't know what they're called now. Fundraisers.
Yeah.
Sasa nile, and we have this project, we want you guys to mtoe do, and then they would say tuko na this kind of loans, tunataka new wafuasi mlipe. Yes, as a goer to the church, you'll feel compelled in the church. So wewe akili yako itakuwa like, mimi natoa juu ya Mungu, I'm not sipatie mtu huku. But you see, people do not act the same.
Begs the question. That's the only problem you had with the church. But I'm like,
okay, that's a good question. But have you ever learned like the history of the church and how it came to be? We can go there if you want.
The history, I don't know about the history.
Do you know how it came to be?
But I know the church has always, actually the church played a role in even the slavery itself.
Exactly.
You get? So the church is just an institution, but what's the difference between a church and a school?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I
kind of feel most of the time we put the blame on the church.
No.
Listen. Yeah. This is what I'm saying.
I think it will be both of them equally. What would you think?
Okay. Okay, we're on programming.
Yeah. Basically, yes, exactly. And that's why I was using the fact that like the church and the school, they are one and the same thing because they are institutions.
Definitely.
They're institution trying to like so maybe I feel like instead of people like like really fighting the church and saying, you know what, you're programming us, they still even fight these other systems that do program us, because we get even programmed by the government itself.
Definitely.
You get programmed by your parents, your uncles, your everything. Like every institution has a part to play in the programming itself. So I'm thinking, before you blame the church for maybe your programming, or rather that's your opinion, this is my opinion, I believe there are other things, and we should start with like our parents, I guess.
I get you. And I want to bring us back to the statement I said, where it's about the subtle things. Look around you, there's so much programming already. Okay, take for example, there's, I don't know, little Safari, 7 years old, growing up, and he's in this family structure, and they eat chapo beans every Wednesday night. You know, this boy will grow up thinking, oh, Wednesday is chapo beans night. Kidogo ukikosa chapo beans uko like, what's up? Kwani ni Thursday? And then it's
I see where you're going.
It's in the small things that happen every single day. Maybe if you grow up seeing your parents wake up at like 4 a.m. every morning. I have a friend ever since he was a kid, his dad leaves home at 4 a.m. So yeye ndo alikuwa namshwa afunge mlango, afunge gate. This dude still wakes up at 4 a.m. every single day.
Whoa. So it's basically in the small things.
It's in the small things that happen every day. So I would say, like, for you to identify programming, you should actually be, what can I say? You should be conscious of what you're doing. Ask yourself those questions, like, why am I doing this? Why do I find the need to stay in the house on weekends? Why do I find the need to not stay in the house on weekends? You see, it's just.
Would you say like, as a human race, we are more susceptible to like the programming, because I mean, especially this notion of the society, because they say society wants this, society wants that. So you have this notion where you just want to be like, society imesema this is bad. Like let's say for example, society imesema you should not do tattoos, you should not do piercings, sijui madema hawafai kuvaa trousers. So what makes it right? Who's doing the auditing to say like, this is wrong and this is right?
That's a good question. And let me table this phrase that I usually have. I would say society came about, kitambo sana, when there were like 10 families in the whole of the planet. They were all separate, doing their own thing wherever they were. Then at some point, these people started multiplying and banding together. People with the same ideas, like, we can be doing this together. Maybe we go to the river together. Maybe we plant together. And in that way, like, a societal structure was formed. A group of people that agree on something and choose to do this thing. And everyone here does that thing. If you don't do it, you go over there. So I'm sure you've heard kulikuwa like hunter-gatherer tribes. Kulikuwa like Vikings and shit, when kazi yao ni ku-raid villages. And so everyone did their own thing. So when it started out, there was no society. Then these people came together, they made a society. Now at this point, we are at a place where society is making us. We don't make unique decisions anymore. We tend to follow what is being done. You just look over there and you're like, maybe that's right. You don't question it. So like self-awareness, to ask yourself these questions. So like, mbona by the way atukulangi nyama uko hivi? Mbona ama wase wengine wako like, do we really need to go raid villages and steal their stuff, burn their homes?
Which brings me to the school, because the curricula of today and of our time, my brother. Atukanga tunafunzwa how to use this kind of things. Before you get there, there's something I wanted to ask before we like moved from that point. Shoot.
I wanted to ask, do you think it's better that we have systems now, like systems that govern us, to keep that status quo? Because I feel like I feel like if we didn't have those systems that are set in place, institutions, and if we didn't have the church, the school, the way of doing things, don't you think would be a bit fucked up on some shit? Like,
okay, to some degree. Okay, you wanna go first?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe you're coming from the assumption that all hell would break loose.
yeah.
But I think that if those systems as they were not there would be other systems in another form.
Definitely.
that
But
would
those
be in
are
place.
still systems, which
Yeah,
are still
which are still
systems.
systems.
So definitely we can't live in a state of chaos.
Yeah.
There needs to be a way of doing things,
Yeah.
and it is necessary to some extent.
To some degree.
But you have to find the balance between following this system blindly and
Mhm.
you
Yes.
being unique, like
Yes.
asking yourself these questions and doing things that are doing things that resonate with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as we were talking about the societal rules and the norms,
Mm-hmm.
do you think, because let's say I would say society is an illusion, like siati kuna mali fulani mnaendanga mnasema ndo society kind of thing, right? So yeah,
sure.
that kind of thing. So I would think usually for the youth out there, for most of them, when you wanna feeling the pressure, society can be your parent, ama your neighbor, ama your aunt, ama someone who sees you and be anakuwa like apana, stop doing that, right? So would you say some of these rules and some of these norms that they've created for us in the society are the ones that actually push our limits? Ndo unasikia vitu kama drug abuse, ndo unasikia vitu kama suicides, ndo unasikia vitu kama, I don't know, the weird stuff. Do you think the societal rules enhance the way youth live their lives? Would you actually say?
Two sides of that coin. So
Okay.
do they enhance? Okay, definitely. I think any human being that feels stifled in any way, like umekatazwa to be your unique self, you would be drawn to become an outlier,
Yeah.
like having this sense of not fitting in, and having this sense would drive you to some weird activities, especially now that you've said drugs, and we can go there. I would say a lot of people turn to drugs as a form of escapism. Like you feel a sense of, I'm not okay, or I'm not feeling okay, so let me use this thing excuse me, so let me use this thing to make me feel okay. So it's like an analogy I have for drug use is when a kid is feeling sad that mom is gone, then the kid cries and they're like, okay, how can I make myself feel better? Puts the thumb in the mouth, and now that becomes a thing.
Yeah.
It's a pacifier effect.
Yeah.
You feel comforted.
Sure.
And that form of escapism, it doesn't even have to be drugs. You can look at something as simple as your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like you'd find someone in a social situation where they feel uncomfortable, or some place where they really don't know what to do,
Yeah.
and their default would be just to take out their phone
Yeah.
and escape.
Yeah.
Instead of facing the situation
Yeah.
head on, you just
I
distract
get it. I
yourself.
see you.
So okay, let me pose this question to my brother right
Yeah.
here. So what would you say is the biggest problem the youth face? Because the youth are the only people that they are the only age set that can understand what they're going through. They're like the parent age and the young age
Yeah.
would never understand.
Yeah.
So what would you say is the biggest issue that the youth are facing right now? You
I
can
think-
talk from a point of experience of what you see.
I think if I'm to talk about the youth, sometimes I feel like they've not gotten to a point where they know what they want, starting from there. And this is my opinion. Let's say, or rather, getting the youth sometimes get affected, or rather they fall into something like instant gratification. You get, like, you feel stressed and maybe you wanna rush to doing something.
Yeah.
At that time, the youth really want instant results. like
They want to take shortcuts and stuff.
yes, shortcuts and stuff. So I'm very much stressed right now. The best thing I'm thinking to do is like not to talk to someone at first, but maybe if I love alcohol, I'll just run to alcohol, and then later I will feel bad about it, blah blah blah. I think the youths are facing a society that really doesn't understand per se, but I think ina happenigi kwa kila age group,
kila generation
yeah. Kuja kutoka huko kwa X all the way to the Gen Alpha, hizo zote kila mtu alikuwa na issue yenye alikuwa anapitia at a certain time. Kuna wale hadi walikuwa time yao baby boomers, walikuwa time ya World War, unaona like walikuwa na stress, babangu ameenda amechukuliwa ameenda kupigana siju nini, unaona. So kwa kila time the youths wanafisigi kitu. Now problem yao yenye inakwanga kubwa ni hawanaga wasi wa kuonyesha how to go about it. Niyo ndo naonaga like you find a society where everything that you feel you should do inafanywa the opposite. Unaget the opposite, unaenda pale ukidhani hivi ndivyo unafaa kufanya, everybody else is telling you no, you should not do like that. So I think that the greatest problem in your youth wako nayo, hawana listening ear, hawana wasi wa kupelekea mashida zao, and then they find themselves in some really tricky situations kama the drug use. Unaona? Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you short. Let me follow up something with him, because he said something valuable, and I think I just have to like. So would you say umesema like the youth as a whole tunataka that shortcut, right?
Yeah.
Like we want to get that quick buck, hiyo faster kaching.
Yeah.
Do you think because as a youth hatuja learn the value of hard work, ama because probably tuna feel the pressures of social media, and probably wase kama outside countries wase kama sindio
hit naona ni pressure kibao juu man before ufike to a certain point yenye unakuwa umejikubali wewe unasema like unajua you'll just take out your phone. Everybody has a phone right now. You take out your phone, you actually look at the people you went to high school with, and utapata tu amepost kitu, especially right now where we are a very sad generation with very beautiful pictures. Like unachukua tu picha moja hadi unaona msema amekuinbox anakuambia unaweza kuwa na ruabe maana sasa hiyo hata una 20 bob una get like umempea pressure. Actually hiyo umempea pressure zile za fuck this nigga must be doing good. Haizi kuwa na kafiti, lazima kuwa na do, unaona. So unamwambia, hata ukimwambia huna ana feel tu nikaa yuko juu mazi kuna pressure kibao sana, like social media now imepressure kila mtu. But for you to get to that point useme I'm at a point where I honestly don't give a fuck of what is going on, like I don't care. I'm happy the way I am right now. That's the ultimate awakening. But sasa like only 1% is awake. It's woke. I mean it's woke 1% that knows like what is happiness. You think what is happiness.
And that's the other thing though. I mean we keep circling around it. I mean it gets back to this. Look, the society has shown us like if you want a comfortable life you need to have money. It's about the material thing. It's about the paper, right? Would you agree? So inamaanisha like the youth of today are equating happiness with money. Like kama hauna do, then your life is a living hell. Like tunasa wingi ku celebrate the small joys, the small journeys, the like you know, embracing the small things in life. Sasa una equate life yako kama una do, then uko miserable. Like you can't see any other.
It's been happening a lot.
Yeah. Would you say that's the case with everyone else? Would you say this is actually part of what society has like dawned into us? Because if you want to be a man of substance, you have to have money. If you want to be like this kind of man, lazima uko na do. So would you say pia hapo ni society ina come into play? Because I mean duh.
Yeah, I do think so. And okay, opening up that book on social media. I think before what can I say, like 300 years ago maybe, I'm sorry, I make references to the past as if I was there.
Yeah.
Like 300 years
Old
ago.
fossil.
Like the people around didn't have that large communities. Like if
Yeah.
you found someone who knew 100 people, hey bro,
Yeah,
you're
like,
popular.
Hey,
as
you're
fuck,
popular as
bro.
fuck, man.
MCA.
MCA.
Yeah.
So that's crazy,
Yeah.
especially here in Africa.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now we've been jolted into a society or into a state of thinking where our brains are tricked into thinking that we know 10,000 people.
Yeah.
But I have 10,000 followers. I have
Yeah,
to look
man.
good for my
Oh,
10K
shit.
followers.
Yeah.
Oh, think of it.
I got only 600 likes, maze.
Yeah.
Only 600 people like me. So I think there's discord between like what we perceive and what is actually happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So like, yes, the internet is good. Social media shows us how other people are living.
Yeah.
But now I think the problem comes with comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see someone in a G-Wagon and you're like, I want to mi siko kwa G-Wagon. Mbona siko kwa G-Wagon?
mbona.
I need that G-Wagon
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with social media, it's crazy because people are actually faking their lives.
Yeah.
You'd find someone, the G-Wagon is a rental. Ama si yake.
Yeah. Ameomba.
Ameomba tu basically apige picha. Probably labda atana license, bro.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Labda
Crazy.
ajui kudrive.
Mm.
And so you'd sit there and you see your classmate, wow, mse ako kwa Benz. You're like, shit, mse si ana live the life.
Bana.
Mse labda live the life. It's just fronting to show up for their, maybe not even 10K, like 500 followers just to look good. And maze, it's really crazy.
You're having mask out here. Everybody is masked.
Yeah,
man.
everyone is masked. But I do believe, I would say, just because they live in that kind of lifestyle does not mean they're happy. Okay, brings me to the other question. I'm gonna start with you, my brother.
Yeah.
What would you equate happiness to? And tell it from a perspective of your youth. You know how the situation is in our country, especially na tukaki na kasongo. Unaona venye amefuck up the economy and stuff. Like, what would you equate happiness as a young? No, I wouldn't say a young youth. As a Kenyan youth right now.
Yeah.
So
I think me, I equate happiness with every time waking up, like, and you know basically this happiness, this is how I define happiness every time. Whenever I stay in my thoughts and I wake up in the morning, you can feel every part of your body. Like, you can like feel, if you want to focus on the fingernail, you can. Even that toe, you can move it. If I can move every part and feel that I'm not feeling pain, man, that's the ultimate happiness. That's how I feel. Again, I'm not gonna pretend and say that I wouldn't love money. You see, everybody likes money, but for me, money, I love money, I like money. But for me, I think happiness comes when I feel like my head is so peaceful. That's when I feel real happiness. Like
you don't have anything bothering you in your mind.
Yeah. Like, currently you can say.
So let me counter that.
Are you about to ask me whether I'm happy right now?
No. I'm not gonna do that to you on live.
Okay.
I'm
not gonna.
Is everything okay?
I'm not gonna call you out like that.
You can't be.
So I was gonna ask you this. You said, you're happy right now, right? You would equate happiness to if your head is peaceful, right?
Yeah.
So, and you said you love money.
Yeah.
Kweli urongo.
Ukweli.
So let's say you are broke right now. Would you say your head is a happy place?
Now I try to find a balance. I try to find a balance. You're being hinted at. You get.
Sorry guys, it's my director.
Yeah. Look, I'm saying I try to find happiness in every situation. In every situation, I might be broke as fuck, and now, but I never go to that point where I'm broke. Now what happens is mi naendaga
ama side seme uko happy cause uko loaded kama
ni 20 bob 2 shillings like I know this is how I quit my wealth. Najiulizaga how much can I get out of where I am nifike to the nearest shopping center? If I have that amount of money, like tuseme the nearest shopping center yenye mnajua hapa karibu iko like 30 shillings away. If I can reach to that, if I can get to that shopping center, I'm the richest motherfucker.
Sa unaenda kutumia
najuanga
do yako si imeshaisha.
Let me tell you this and this is something I keep on saying and I tell myself, as long as I have this thing in here between my 2 ears, I can make money every time.
I'm never broke.
Like I'm never broke. Lakini ile time watanitoa hii ubongo.
So you leave the house with a plan. That's the thing. You leave with a plan.
Like now that's why I say if I have that money to get me to the nearest shopping center, I'm sure I'll come out with money in that shopping center.
That is if you have a plan. We're not just saying uamke useme
like let me tell you.
Si ati useme niko na 30 bob, acha niende hiyo mtaa.
That's why we have brains. I mean, like if they took away my brains, like take them away, Maze, I'm telling you I'll be the brokest.
Ebusema from a perspective of a youth that doesn't use their brains.
No,
that is not. That isn't.
That looks like their problem.
Yeah. Zombie.
No, you have to help them. You have to help them, my brother. That isn't well equipped. Doesn't have the skills. Like doesn't have the degrees or whatever. Okay, tunajuanga hizo zinakonga pointless for many people in Kenya.
Like I try to tell people to try and find something like in themselves, because kila msi anakwaga na blueprint yake, anakwaga inbuilt too funny. Like there's a way tu ni wewe, unaona. And unless karma is so against you, I mean, like unless you're paying for some bad things you did in some other lives, I mean, you'll be okay, you'll be alright.
Okay, let's go to the next point. Unataka kuongezea kitu hapo bro?
I have an answer to that question. What would I define happiness as?
Okay.
I would define happiness as freedom to do anything you want. To do that thing what you're wanting to do, to do it anywhere with anyone you want to do. I would define that as freedom. Now, I would define that as happiness. Because I mean, think about it. If you want to go wherever, you're happy. You want to do anything, you're happy. Like you can go
to Maldives.
Yeah, man. You can go to Diani just,
and chill.
Sip some drinks on the beach.
So are you talking about money here? Because it's like...
No,
I mean, something.
Everyone, you're basically just circling around it.
You're just circling around money.
You're all circling around it.
I want to say
you're proving my point.
Okay, money. I would say money is not happiness. Money is a tool that
makes you happy.
Makes you more comfortable.
It gives you options.
Yeah, it gives you options, makes you more comfortable. And we all know that you'll be happy when you're comfortable. Man,
I mean, sometimes it gets sad because, like, look, these are just papers and some shitty coins, like some metal. This is just copper and some papers that control people like that. Nata hazina uhai. Like, don't you think inakwaga sad?
Watch out the papers, bro. Squeeze it is nini lights on a screen, bro.
Imagine lights on.
Like, that's it.
Look, I think we all, like, don't you think if we didn't have money everything would be okay? Because happiness, hiyo kitu mnasema inaitwa happiness, enye kwenda dia. What if you're born blind? Like, let me ask, like, this is a question I always want to ask. Sorry, I think I'm taking the time, but look, if you're born blind, would you even know how cars look like? Would you even know how big houses look like?
See, kuna na braille, si wanaguza guza.
So wait, no.
It doesn't mean your other senses are dead.
Like let me say, like, you know these two gateways, like they like make us see a lot of things and we compare. Imacho ndo ya kwanza kufanya ucompare vitu. Juka ungekuwa umeona hiyo kitu, I swear down, like you wouldn't have gotten the interest. Because I'm thinking like it this way. Let's take for instance, you've never seen a G-Wagon. You've talked about a G-Wagon. You've never seen one. You don't know how it looks like. I know the aesthetics will just look at it right now and be like, ooh, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
What if you've never seen it? Would you even want to like think about it and say, hey, I want a G-Wagon?
No, definitely not. I think the things you compare are you compare yourself to are within your realm of knowledge. Like
Exactly.
when you're exposed to these things is when now you have. It's not you don't have to compare, but it is okay. I mean, list like okay, the 7 deadly sins. Kuna envy. Okay, it's
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah.
Like I want what he has. I want hiyo
Hiyo
ikwe
ndo
yangu. So now and how not to find yourself in this state of envy. Basically, you can be what's it called? It's not complacent. I'm looking for a word. You
Comfortable.
can be contented.
Contented.
But that being contented doesn't mean like I'm good with my slippers zangu zenye zimetoboka. No, that's not being content. You're like, okay, I have this is okay for me for now. Yes, I know it's not the most comfortable. I know it doesn't make me okay, I know it's not the trip to Diani, but I know I can go to the shopping center, as you've said. And
With the 30 bob.
with the 30 bob. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
But being content, I guess a lot of people have a problem with this because they don't understand. Being content doesn't mean you don't aspire. It's just ile unasema okay, for now I have this. It's serving me.
Does it make you happy?
It's just asking for the serenity to be like, I know I can't control the situation I am in right now, but I'm gonna change it at some point.
Yes, I'm working
now.
towards.
I'm
Is
working
it that
towards
happiness, man?
I think
I
That's
think it
happiness,
is.
yeah.
It still
Like
is.
now,
Because you're working towards
You
something.
just define. Director wants to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to say something?
Guys, the director wants to chip in. I hope your sound is on.
We'll use the so
I'm gonna translate for you.
if you were to translate happiness in French, which is where the word the French, if you say happy in French, you say content. No,
what?
Happy in French is contour.
CONTENTE.
And like something there.
And So,
Content.
so
Yeah.
if you're happy,
Mm-hmm.
you're content.
Oof.
So for me, happiness
Oof.
is contentment.
Mm-hmm.
Even the
Exactly.
because most languages, those languages have come together from that.
Yeah.
And nini.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about it, if you actually just sit down and just think about it, contentment. What is contentment? Ni kutosheka na chechote chenye uko
Nacho.
uko nacho.
Mm-hmm.
In simple words.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that sitaki zingine,
Mm-hmm.
but chenye niko nayo sahi,
Mm.
I'm good.
Begs the
In
question.
serve.
Now begs the question.
I think there's a fine line when you say happiness and being contented, because okay, fine, yes, I am content with what I have. I'm not saying I'm arguing with his point. He actually makes a very good point. But when you're content, right? I would argue uko content because as much as you want more, this is what you've been working towards. Like, let's say for example, unataka gari fiti, right? But unasema, I really need a car, but sasa sina ile do yenye nataka kubuy probably like a G-Wagon, like you were saying.
In the mountain, you ride bike.
But niko na do ya kubuy filter, right? Well, I'm saying like, yeah, I am happy niko na hii filter, right? That's contentment in a way, but knowing I'm still working towards the G-Wagon,
Then
right?
you're not contented yet.
No, contentment doesn't mean that you're where you want to be. You're comfortable with it, but you're looking.
So you still
aspiring towards.
okay.
You want more.
You want more.
You're okay with what you have.
Oh.
Exactly.
But
But
that
you want
doesn't
more.
mean that you don't want more. I'm
Okay.
just saying that everything I have right now,
It's okay. It
Yeah.
serves me.
It's
Yes,
okay.
and I
I
think
can use it, and I'm alive, and I can.
and I think that's why us as the youth, we have a hard time coping with life, because yes, we do have this. We do not want to appreciate this that we have right now. Tunataka more, and yes, we probably are doing the right thing to get that more, but we are forgetting to live in the now, because I think that's our biggest issue as a youth.
Yeah.
Tunasahau about the present, because listen to this, guys. This is gonna blow your minds. So personally, I do not believe in a past and a future. I believe in a now, because Adijana was a now, right?
Mhm.
Tomorrow is gonna
Yeah.
be a now.
Yeah.
So like the youth of today are constantly living in the past or in the future, like thinking about what was,
Yeah.
thinking about
We-
what's it gonna be.
Yeah.
Mind
But-
blown.
Yeah, you're being sarcastic.
No,
No.
for real.
For real though. For
But
real
yeah,
though.
I'm just saying, as a youth, we need to live in the now. Lazima uko naangalia at your lowest moments, like we had this conversation with you,
Yeah.
like at your lowest, no, you can. There's no other place to go but up.
Yeah.
You see, ukiwa rock bottom, like,
Ukiwa rock bottom.
hakuna place
Place
ingine
yenye
uko
unaweza
na-
tu ni kwenda juu.
you can
Juu.
only go up.
Yeah.
So people need to start celebrating their small wins and their
Yeah.
small graces, and especially the people they're spending time with.
Yeah.
Because I would equate happiness to being around people I do actually love.
Yeah.
People that actually make me whole. People, those little moments with people that make you smile. Or if I went kwa barabara and then I made a stranger smile, that would make
Yeah.
my day.
Yeah.
If I made a stranger smile
Yeah.
in the streets, probably make their day. Because natakanga kuwa a beacon of positivity and like good vibes.
Yeah.
You see, which begs now the question. Sasa as a youth, I don't think wase wanakuanga na time for other people. Like we are so immersed in our own issues. Kila mseni nikikuona wewe uko na mastres zako, niko like hata mi niko na stress
Hata mi niko na
zangu.
zangu.
Ati unakwambia sinipe 5 bob.
Bro.
Mimi hata nilikuwa nataka
Eh.
unipe so.
Eh.
You see what I'm saying? Like it's always a different
I
thing.
think it's a rare quality.
Uh-huh.
We have a visitor.
Oh, we
Yeah.
have, hey, we have a dog on set. Really cute dog. Mm-hmm.
There's a message coming.
I would, yeah. Sorry, director, you say something? Yeah, okay, fine. Tukimalizia tu, sindio?
I'm sorry, what
So-
was that?
Oh, we've been interrupted by the guest.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the fact that we don't get to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Shall we look at it?
Anyway,
Yes, fuck, yeah.
Yeah, so I would say it's a rare trait
Mhm.
to have people that in this day and age are capable of thinking outside of themselves. I would
Yeah.
say, I think it's a society thing or a culture thing. It's been so drummed in our heads that we need to exist on our own.
Yeah.
Like it's you versus the world, but in real sense, we are social beings,
Yeah.
and we need that connection,
Yeah.
and we need to be real with people
Yeah.
around you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, exist in the now and just find people that you gel with,
Yeah.
people that you like, people that understand you, and just be with those people.
Yeah.
And yeah, just laugh about life.
Yeah.
I have a saying that life is not meant to be that serious, Maze.
Yeah.
Why so serious?
Maze, all the time grinding,
Yeah.
working till you're 60, then you retire on a pension that can't
Yeah.
sustain your life.
Yeah.
So you keep calling your kids anyway.
Yeah, because I
Program.
think the only thing that's
Program.
assured with this life is death. So why not just have a little bit of fun?
Maze.
And
Yeah.
why carry yourself? Why be so hard on yourself?
I
I
know,
mean,
right?
there's so much to life. There's
You know.
And
so much love and
everything
happiness out
everything
there.
you do, either a win or a mistake, will not matter. Will not be relevant in the next 100
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. The next 100 years, you're gone.
Yeah, and to
Yeah.
add to that, whatever shit you go through, bad or good, that is what makes you you. That is what makes you unique
Yeah.
from the other guy. Like
Yeah.
your experiences, do not
Mhm.
regret them for any reason whatsoever. Because
Yeah.
I do believe, like you were meant to be in that situation.
Yeah,
You
sure,
were
man.
meant to be in that situation. It was supposed to happen like that. So guys, tukimalizia, do you have anything to add
Yeah,
before?
I mean,
we-
as a sema too, like life is not meant to be serious. It's just like a song. Dance through it, and yeah, at
be
the end of the
like
day,
Bambi on ice.
check it, and then at the end of the day, you're just on that stage dancing and all. When it's over, you just get out of the stage.
Yeah.
So be easy
Simple.
on yourself.
Simple.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
smile.
Trumpet
Smile a
kitten.
lot.
Do you have anything to say as we
Any-
wrap up the show?
Any closing remarks?
Yeah.
Nothing really. Just smile, Maze. Enjoy life. Yeah. Like, share video.
So, I mean, ikimaliza, life is hard. Don't forget to smile.
It's not hard, bro.
Just love a little bit harder. Smile more. Be happy. Walk around. Feel the sun. And yeah, just enjoy life.
Breathe.
Yeah, and always breathe. Yeah, breathe. Yeah, that's the other. Yeah, that's really important.
You said something unhinged. I don't know.
Always unhinged. Anyway, guys, this brings us to the end of the show. It's been a wonderful time with my guests, and we're gonna see you next time.
Yup.